Pioneer fans, Pioneer men's varsity basketball is live and on the air. As we are counting down 9:33 before we get going with the varsity contest. As the JV contest just finished up, the Huron freshmen won by a fairly large margin in the first game of the day, but the Pioneer men's JV team won 57-49 in the JV contest that just ended. Pioneers looking to try and bring that energy into the varsity contest, but they have a big task ahead of them as this Huron team has not lost often. Let's first take a look at Pioneer. Pioneer is 9-7 on the season as they're coming off of a tough game versus Skyline. Back on the 15th, that was a 50-41 point loss. Before that, they have 5 wins in a row, starting beating Howell 53-40, beating Dexter in overtime 61-60, beating Saline in a huge game 50-45, beating Monroe 54-45, and beating Bedford 68-62. Their other losses came, they did lose to Huron when these two teams last played each other. That was at Huron. Huron won that one 46-37. So Pioneer 9-6 on the season. Taking a look over at the Huron River Rats, they are 13-3. So they have not they have not lost many games as they started off beating Ypsilanti Lincoln 61-46. Then they beat Skyline. That was a 48-42 point win. That was back in December 14th. Over on December 17th, they beat Saline 41-39. They beat Southfield Arts and Technology after that 58-51. Their first loss came on December 29th. That was in the North Farmington Showcase versus Detroit Martin Luther King. That was a 52-46 loss to Detroit Martin Luther King. Then they beat Dexter 59-48. They beat Temperance Bedford 70-55. They beat Monroe 69-55. They beat, we talked about them being Pioneer by 9 points earlier, 46-37. Their next loss came back on January 29th. That was versus Walled Lake Western in the Fast Break Invitational. That was a 43-42 loss, so a 1 point loss. Then Huron went on a 3-game winning streak, beating Ypsilanti Lincoln 72-65, beating Skyline 60-55, beating Saline 48-45. Their one loss in conference in the SEC came to Dexter. That was back on February 11th. That was a 55-42 loss. They have 2 wins in a row, beating Temperance Bedford 63-45 and beating Redford Westfield Prep 75-37. That was last on the 16th 2 days ago. What's coming up next for both of these teams? Well, Pioneer will be at Lincoln on the 22nd. They will be home to Bedford Senior Night on the 24th. They will be away at Pinckney on the 25th. These are all 7 o'clock games. So the Bedford Senior Night game, is 6 p.m. So the rest of them are 7 p.m. And then home to Parma Western, that last game on the 1st of March, 7 p.m. game. Over on the River Rat side, on the 22nd, they will be at Monroe, and then they will be at Milan on the 25th. Let's play a few messages from the MHSAA, and then we'll be right back. We'll talk about the SEC standings. You're watching Pioneer Men's Varsity Basketball, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Let's take a look at the current SEC standings. As on the red division, it is Huron up at the top, 11-1. Skyline, 9-3 in the red division. Pioneer right behind both of them in the number 3 spot, 6-5. Saline right behind them at 6-6. Dexter checking in at 6-6 as well. Lincoln, 4-6. Monroe, 4-6. And then Bedford at 1-10. Over in the white division, it is Chelsea with 6-2 up at the top. Tecumseh 4-2. Jackson 6-3. Adrian following them 5-4. Pinckney 3-5, and Ypsilanti Community 0-7. As we are counting down, both teams, Pioneer gathered right at the free throw line. As now they go over to their bench. Huron gathering right at the free throw line, as we'll have the national anthem coming up, and then we'll have your starting lineups. as they wheel the cart with all the balls off, and both teams standing up right at the free throw line. And we will join them as, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, we will have the playing of the national anthem. We hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. There's little issue with not being able to be played, but folks started singing and the crowd chimed in, and gosh help me, some people had to hear me sing, which is never, ever a good thing. But you gotta love when both fan bases come together and help a situation where technology makes things difficult. Now here comes Huron. Bates comes out for Huron. Huron in their black uniforms. Dickerson coming out for Huron. Samaha comes out for Huron. Wambir comes out. As Anthony comes out as well. Coached by Waleed Samaha, Marcus Edmonds, as well as Michael Lewis and Daryl Hines. Elijah Klein coming out for Pioneer. Turman starting for Pioneer, coming out. Shafsma coming out for Pioneer, starting. Cunningham coming out for Pioneer, starting. And Yuha starting for Pioneer. Head coach for Pioneer is Rich Marion, Darian Bynum, and Jeremy Kucera. As Huron in their black jerseys with the white across the shoulders and a white stripe on the bottom. Numbers in white on the front and back. Huron in block lettering in that Vegas yellow. Over for Pioneer, they are in their home white jerseys with Pioneer on the front in block lettering. Numbers in purple on the front and back, and gray across the sides. We do have CTN joining us here today, so if you want, they will have this game streaming on their YouTube channel tomorrow. So if you check this out, want to see how what they did, you can certainly do that. Klein has the ball for Pioneer. Klein comes ahead with it. Klein makes a move over now into the far corner. Samaha trying to cut towards the basket. There's a whistle. 7:49 left to go. First foul called against Huron. As Pioneered inbound, baseline left. Cunningham looking for a place to go with it. Running out of the 5 seconds. Gets it to Uhas in the far corner. Uhas over to Klein. Now Cunningham on the near wing. Cunningham comes, puts it over to Samaha. Samaha to the free throw line. Over to Turman. Turman with the 17-footer. That wouldn't go. Coming the other direction. Here comes Huron into the far corner. That hit back as it is Bates with the ball just inside of half court, being watched by Samaha. Bates bounce pass underneath. That put up and in by Anthony. As Anthony gets the first points of the game. Pioneer quickly ahead. Klein into the near corner. Klein gets it to Turman. Turman puts it up off the glass. That rolls home. 2-2 is our score, as Huron brings it ahead as we approach the 7-minute mark here in the first. Bates has it over half court. Bates and Samaha switch. Bates on the far wing working against Uhas. Goes into the paint, kicks into the corner for Samaha. Now Dickerson dribbles to his left. Kicks it over on the far wing for Wambier. Wambier dishes it off. Over on the far sideline is Bates. Bates dribbles to his left into the far corner for Wambier. Wambier back over to Bates. And Samaha on the near wing. Moves it over to Dickerson. Dickerson dribbles to his left. Comes to the free throw line. Over to Wambier. Coming down the baseline. Wambier dishes it off. Anthony puts it up and in. 4 points for Anthony. It's Huron 4, Pioneer 2. 6:22 left to go here in the first. Uhas over to Samaha. Bringing it up for Pioneer. Samaha over to Klein on the far sideline. Now over to Uhas on the near wing. Coming down to the baseline. Uhas double teamed. Bounce pass as that went off of a foot. That went off of Dickerson's foot. That will be Pioneer ball. Cunningham to inbound baseline left. 6:08 left to go. Huron 4, Pioneer 2. As Cunningham skies it. That over to Klein on the near sideline. Klein working against Dickerson. Klein into the paint. Puts it high off glass. That comes off to the near side. Wambier has it. Wambier over. Coming ahead with it is Bates. Bates over to Dickerson into the paint. That rolled around and down. Dickerson with 2 points. 6 points for Huron. 2 for Pioneer. Quickly ahead to Turman, who puts it up and in. Turman with 4 points. Huron 6, Pioneer 4. 5:38 left to go here in the first. Bates over half court, over to Samaha. Now Dickerson on the near wing. Dickerson comes down to the baseline on the near side, picked up his dribble, gets it to Samaha. Samaha down the far side of the paint, puts it up off glass and in. Samaha has 2 points. Has 8 points for Huron, 4 for Pioneer. Cunningham has it on the near wing. Cunningham kicks it back to Schafsma. Schafsma just off top of the key. Now over to Uhas on the far wing. Uhas into the paint. Puts it up. That rattles home. Uhas with 2 points. Huron 8, Pioneer 6. 5 minutes left to go here in the first as Bates brings it ahead for the River Rats over half court. Bates comes top of the key. Now dribbles to his right. Bates to the free throw line. Picks up his dribble. Kicks it into the near corner. Samaha for 3. That off the back of the rim. Tracked down by Wambier. Wambier puts it up. Up from the free throw line. Schafsma gets it. Here comes Pioneer. Cunningham the other direction. Down the far sideline. Cunningham stops in the far corner. Picks up his dribble. Gets it to Klein. Klein bounce passes over to Uhas on the near wing. Uhas, that went off of a foot. Coming the other direction. Here comes Wambier. Wambier for Huron. Moves it to Samaha on the near wing into Bates in the near corner. Bates thought about coming down the baseline. Now comes out on the near wing. Bates right at the blockades as Turman tries to steal it into the near corner for Samaha. He takes a step to his left, puts up a three-pointer. Bates with the rebound. Bates dishes it off as that got stuck. Anthony put it up and it's pinned against the rim and the baseboard. That Turman goes up and gets it as he has enough hops to pull that down. 4:05 left to go here in the first. Huron 8, Pioneer 6. As possession arrow pointing Huron's way as more to inbound. Baseline right underneath his own basket. Mohamed Kande comes in. He replaces Schafsma. Gives Schafsma a breather. Huron with the 2-point lead, 8-6. As they get that out to Bell. Bell on the near wing. Over to Dickerson. Now Moore on the near wing, dribbles to the baseline, cuts up, puts it up high off glass, just a little too strong. Rebound goes up, that wouldn't go in. Now saved by Anthony, over to Muhammad Kande, though steals it away. Here comes Cunningham for Pioneer. Over on the near wing, Sanook DeFallo gets it to Rink. Rink moves it back to Muhammad Kande coming down the baseline. Muhammad Kande picks it up, gets it to Rink. Rink puts it up as they're going to say jump ball. That's pointing Pioneer's way this time. 3:35 left to go here in the first. Huron 8, Pioneer 6. Pioneer with the ball. Cunningham inbounds it. Muhammad Kande on the far wing. Hands it off to Cunningham. Cunningham takes a step inside the three-point line. Takes a shot. Rink with the rebound. Rink with the hook with the left hand. That wouldn't go. Bounced off of both sides of the rim. Quickly ahead, trying to get it to Dickerson and let him just a little too far. That goes out of bounds and will be Pioneer ball. 8-6. Huron with the lead. Pioneer with the ball as they come ahead. 3:15 and counting here in the first. Cunningham comes to the far wing. Gets it over to Klein on the far sideline. Klein steps back on that far wing. Klein dribbles to his right. Picks up a dribble over to Muhammad Kande on the far wing. Muhammad Kande bounce pass. Over to Cunningham. Cunningham just on the far side of the paint. Gets it over to Klein on the far wing. Klein dribbles back. He's about 5 foot inside of half court. Hands it off to Cunningham. Cunningham right at the Pia for Pioneer. He's working against Moore. Bounce passes it to Rink at the free throw line. Back to Cunningham. Now into the near corner. Cunningham with it. Dribbles to his right, his left. Tries to gate it down to the baseline. Hits it to Rink. Rink over to Muhammad Kande. Coming down the baseline from the far side. Puts it up. That spun off the rim. Knocked away. Battle for it on the paint. Diving for it was Rink. And they're going to call a foul. As Rink picks up the foul. As he dove to grab it. Good hustle points, but that results in a foul, and that will be Huron ball. 2:26 left to go here in the first. Huron 8, Pioneer 6 as Moore brings it ahead for Huron. Gets it over on the far side to Bates. Bates comes top of the key. Bates now dribbles to his right on the near wing. Bates working against Muhammad Kande, comes back top of the key. Bates picks up his dribble, gets it to Moore on the far wing. Moore working against Klein. Moore comes to the baseline, rolls it up off the rim and down. Moore with the finger roll, and that's 10 for Huron, 6 for Pioneer. Cunningham brings it over half court for Pioneer. Cunningham dribbles to his left, down the near side of the paint. That block from behind, pulled down, diving for it. Bates battle for it on the floor. Sanook DeFallo comes away with it, gets it to Muhammad Kande. Both of these teams are playing all out. Klein on the far sideline. See everyone diving, trying to get those hustle points. Cunningham gets on the near side, puts up a floater, wouldn't go, and pulled down by Anthony. Quickly ahead to Bates for Huron, into the near corner. Samaha thought about the three, kicks it back as there's a three-pointer by Bell, who puts it in. Bell with his first points of the game, 13-6. Huron with the 7-point lead. Cunningham brings it over half court for Pioneer. Cunningham stops just past the blockades, gets it to Rink at the free throw line, over to Klein on the far wing. Muhammad Kande, top of the key, gets it back to Klein on the far wing. Klein calling out signals. 56 seconds left to go. That tipped away as trying to steal it was Moore. Klein will inbound it on the near sideline. 55.1 seconds left to go. Moore watching the inbound. Klein to inbound on the near sideline. Gets it to Muhammad Kande. Muhammad Kande hands it off to Klein. Klein on the far wing. Klein over on the near wing to Sanook DeFallo. Sanook DeFallo gets it back to Klein. Now coming in, Muhammad Kande puts it up off glass. That rolls around and down. Muhammad Kande with his first points of the game. 39 seconds left to go. Moore quickly ahead. Finger rolls it in. As Moore attacks quickly the other direction, he has 4 points. 15 points for Huron, 8 for Pioneer. Cunningham has it, top of the key. Over to Muhammad Kande with the shot from the free throw line. That wouldn't go. Pulled down, Bates heads the other direction for Huron. Gets it over to Wambir into the near corner. There's a shot, and that wouldn't go by Bell. Pulled away, but a travel call. Cunningham had it on the far side. That was a travel on Huron. 13.4 seconds left to go. A 7-point lead by Huron. Pioneer with the ball. 8 seconds left to go in the first. Cunningham comes top of the key. Cunningham puts it up. A floater off the back. Turman with the rebound. Puts it up off glass and in. Turman with a Pioneer high 6 points at the end of one. It is Huron 15, Pioneer 10. Taking a look at the score, 6 for Turman, 2 for Uhas, 2 for Muhammad Kande for Pioneer, 1 foul, and that is on Rink. On the other side, it is Anthony M. Moore, both with 4 points, 3 points for Bell, 2 for Samaha, and 2 for Dickerson. That's where we're at the end of one. Let's play a quick push on, get you fired up for the second. And as I said, CTN is here, and their stream will go out tomorrow as after the fact, but they have a couple different camera views, and so if you want another view of it and a little different play-by-play, you can check that out tomorrow. We always appreciate CTN coming in and covering local sports as Wambeer brings it in. Huron with the ball in the 5-point lead here in the second as Bates gets it over to Wambeer. Wambeer on the near wing. Now Wambeer trying to come down, puts it up off of just past the paint, rebounded by Muhammad Kande. Quickly ahead, trying to get to Klein underneath the basket. Let him a little too far. Muhammad Kande with the ball right in the paint. Muhammad Kande now puts it over to Turman on the far corner. Turman calling out signals. Turman takes it to the free throw line, bounces it back to Klein. Pioneer with the ball, down by 5. Klein on the near wing, dribbles to his right. Kicks it into the far corner for Muhammad Kande. Muhammad Kande picked up his dribble, needs a little help, hands it off to Snook DeFalo. Snook DeFalo working against Samaha on that far wing, gets it to Cunningham, top of the key. Cunningham gets a screen from Turman, now gets it over to Klein. Back over to Muhammad Kande, stolen away by Samaha. Samaha over half court for Huron. Samaha dishes it off. Anthony on the near side of the paint puts it up off glass. Turman pulls away the rebound as that went off. The shot went off of the side of the iron. Into the near corner. Snook DeFalo has it for Pioneer. Over Snook DeFalo for a 3. That a little too far to the far side. Cunningham saves it, but here comes Huron the other direction. Samaha has it on the near wing. He puts up a 3-pointer. That off the back of the rim. Pulled down. Muhammad Kande trying to get to it. Did he touch it before it went out of bounds? It does not appear so. Pioneer ball. 6:36 left to go here in the first half. Huron 15, Pioneer 10. As Schafsma inbounds it to Cunningham, coming ahead. Cunningham goes over half court, being watched by Bates. Cunningham gets over to Snook DeFalo on the near wing. Snook DeFalo takes a 3 from the top of the key, wouldn't fall. Anthony with the rebound. Schafsma trying to pull it away. That will be a jump ball. Possession arrow pointing Pioneer's way. 6:20 left to go before halftime. Huron by 5. Cunningham to inbound, baseline left. Cunningham skies it. That moved over to Schafsma. Schafsma over to Turman at the far elbow. Turman hands it off to Cunningham. Cunningham makes a move to the free throw line. Kicks it back to Schafsma. Schafsma passes it underneath to Turman on the baseline. Turman puts it up just a little too strong, trying to pull it down. Coming the other direction is Bates. Now on the far wing. Into the near corner. Samaha gets it over to Dickerson on the near wing. Dickerson comes baseline, kicks it all the way out to Bates. Now Moore has it. Back over to Bates on the far wing. That comes all the way back. Samaha in the near corner. Samaha has it tipped back. Moore trying to get it, but it is over and back. Moore didn't go over, but the ball did, and that goes over to Pioneer. 5:41 left to go here in the second. 5-point lead by Huron as a timeout called. Huron 15, Pioneer 10. Let's play a quick message from the MHSAA.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sport skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
5:41 left to go here in the second. 5-point lead by Huron. 1 foul on Pioneer, 2 fouls on Huron. Schafsma inbounds it to Hopkins. Hopkins working against Bates. Hopkins bounces over to Turman. Now on the far wing is Klein. Klein, top of the key. Klein gets over to Hopkins on the near wing. Hopkins works his way around the arc. Over to Schafsma on the far wing. Back to Hopkins, top of the key. Over to Uhas on the far wing. Uhas working against Samaha. Comes to the free throw line. Kicks it back to Schafsma. Schafsma coming down the baseline on the far side. Schafsma trying to kick it back to Hopkins, but a whistle, and I think he stepped out of bounds. That will be Huron ball as Samaha will inbound on the far sideline. Moore brings it ahead. Moore working against as Hopkins comes over. Hopkins comes over to pick up Bell. Now over on the far side. Klein intercepts. Here comes Pioneer the other direction. Hopkins quickly had to Turman. Turman puts it up, off glass and in. Turman leading all Pioneer players with 8 points. 3-point lead by Huron. Pioneer providing full court pressure. Moore skies it over to Dickerson. Dickerson over half court for Huron. Gets it back on the far wing. Now underneath as that out of bounds goes over to Pioneer. Trying to get to Anthony or Bell right underneath. Samaha inbound. Gets it to Hopkins. Hopkins bringing it ahead. Pioneer down by 3 with the ball. Here on 15. Pioneer 12. As bounce pass, Turman top of the key over to Klein. Now over to Schafsma on the near wing. Over to Klein on the far wing. Klein down the paint. Puts it up off glass. That off the front of the rim. Coming the other direction. Here comes Huron as Moore has it on the far wing. Over to Samaha for 3 from the far corner. That went off of, I believe, Schafsma. That will be Huron ball. Moore to inbound. Baseline right. Huron with the ball and up by 3. 15-12. As Moore looking around, gets it out to Bell on the near wing. Bell dribbles to his right, tries to make it into the paint. Bell puts it up off glass as there's a collision underneath. That fell off the front of the rim. And Klein picks up the foul, a blocking foul on Klein. Second foul on Pioneer. 2 fouls on Pioneer, 2 on Huron. Bell at the line. Bends the knees, puts it up. That off the front of the rim falls away to the near side. One more coming for Bell. 4:13 left to go. Huron 15, Pioneer 12. Second one is good by Bell. Bell has 4 points. Pioneer to inbound, baseline right, down by 4. 16-12. Samaha to inbound, or excuse me, not Samaha, Schafsma to inbound. Bringing it ahead, Hopkins calling out signals over half court for Pioneer. Hopkins on the near wing. Bounce pass to Schafsma. Underneath, trying to get to Uhas. Uhas cutting to the paint and got just a little too far underneath the basket when he got it and couldn't put it up out of bounds as Kiefer inbounds it. Moore back to Kiefer, and Huron brings it up court. Pioneers showing some pressure in the backcourt. Moore has it on the far sideline. Uhas watching him. Now Turman comes over to double team. Kiefer for 3 and off the back of the rim. High up. Picked up by Anthony who puts it up and in. Anthony has 6. 18 for Huron. 12 for Pioneer. 6-point lead. Klein on the near wing for Pioneer. Klein gets it to Hopkins. Hopkins just inside the blockades. Hopkins comes over to the left on the near wing. Hopkins, that's stolen away. Here comes Moore on a breakaway. Puts it up off glass with the finger rolling in. Moore has 6 points. 8-point lead, 20-12. Huron with the lead. Hopkins on the near wing. Puts it into the near corner for Klein. Klein Dribbling to his right, working his way around the arc. Klein going against Dickerson. Klein picked up the dribble, gets it over to Schaafsma, underneath the Turman. Turman on the paint, dribbles, puts up the shot, and puts it in. Turman with 10 points. 6-point lead by Huron. Huron with the ball, 20-14. Moore brings it over half court for the River Rats. Moore comes top of the key. Moore stops there, dribbles, puts it up in the paint, puts it in. Moore with a 12-footer, he sinks it. As there is a timeout call by Pioneer. Coach wants to talk about it. 22 for Huron, 14 for Pioneer. It's an 8-point lead. Let's play a little push on and try and get Pioneer fired up for a big second quarter comeback. .235 left to go here in the second. Huron 22, Pioneer 14. 2 fouls each on both teams. Pioneer with it. Cunningham over half court. Cunningham comes top of the key over to Mohamed Kande on the near wing. Mohamed Kande working against Bates. Gets it over to Turman. Now Klein on the far sideline. Over to Sanuk to follow for 3. That off the side of the rim. Falls away to the near side. Coming the other direction. Here comes Moore for the River Rats. Gets it over. There's a 3-pointer by Dickerson. And Pioneer with the rebound. Sanuk to follow has it for Pioneer over half court. Sanuk to follow. Using Mohamed Kande as a screen. Gets it over to Cunningham. Works his way around the arc. Kicks it back to Sanuk. Back to Klein on the far wing. Klein comes over on the near wing. Working against Bates. 1 minute. 53 seconds left to go. That gets over to Turman, knocked away. Sanuk to follow, keeps it from going over the line, keeps it from over and back. Sanuk to follow, into the paint. That tipped away, coming the other direction. Here comes Huron as Moore into the paint. That knocked away by Mohamed Kande, pulled down by Turman, out of bounds. That goes over to Pioneer. Battle for it underneath. And last off of Huron. 22 for Huron, 14 for Pioneer, 1:33 left to go. Coming back, here comes Cunningham over half court. Cunningham on the far wing. Cunningham on the near wing for Sanuk to follow. Sanuk to follow works his way around the arc. And over to Cunningham. Cunningham gets the handoff from Mohamed Kande. Cunningham into the paint. That blocked by Moore as Anthony has it. Gives it to Moore. Here comes here on the other direction. Into the paint. That up off the glass. Foul as Bates goes to the floor. That's going to be on Klein. Klein picks up his second foul. 3 fouls on Pioneer, 2 on Huron. Bates to the line. Bates bends the knees, puts it up. That off the back of the rim wouldn't go. Now, one more coming for Bates. Bates bends the knees, puts it up. That really rattles out. Looked like it was going down and popped out to the near side. Pioneer with the rebound. As Cunningham on the far wing. Cunningham picks up the dribble, kicks it to Klein. Off the top of the key, Klein. Dribbles to his left on the near wing. Klein working against Dickerson. Gets it over to Sanuk to follow. Sanuk to follow over on the far wing to Cunningham. Back over to Klein on the near wing. Klein dribbles to his left, works his way into the paint. Now dishes it off to Turman on the far, Mohamed Kande on the far baseline. Now Cunningham puts it up off glass, off the rim, pulled down. Here comes Anthony the other direction. Dishes it off to Bates. Huron with the ball. They have the 8-point lead with 22 seconds left to go before halftime. As Bates working against Mohamed Kande now comes from the near sideline over to the far sideline. Sanuk to follow picks him up. As spinning, that knocked down but gathered in by Anthony and put up and in. as Herman knocked it away, but Anthony got it back. Muhammad Kande with a shot from beyond half court, and that wouldn't go. So at the end of two, at halftime, it is Huron by 10, 24-14. Taking a look at our scoreboard, looking at the points so far, leading all scores is Turman with 10 points, 2 for Muhammad Kande, 2 for Uhas. On the other side with 8 points, it's Anthony as well as Moore, both with 8 points. Let's see, 4 points for Bell, 2 points for Samaha, and 2 points for Dickerson. And that's where we stand. We'll step away for a moment, play a few messages from the MHSAA, then be back with your intermission scoreboard report. You're watching Pioneer Men's Varsity Basketball, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to...
As they are about to... Our first senior, as it is the cheer squad senior day, and I don't have the what they're saying, so I'm gonna try and turn it up so you can hear the public address announcer.
Understand, to practice common decency, to have competition.
She is accompanied by her mom, Janice Abraham. Our next senior is Nicole Badger. This is her first season on varsity cheer team. She plays the flute and piccolo for Pioneer as well as the Detroit Symphony Youth Orchestra. She also coached meteorology for Slauson Middle School since the Olympiad. Nicole will miss the team so much next year. She is accompanied by her mom, Christy, dad, Max, and brothers, Rex and Jack. The next senior is Josie Breedlove. She has cheered for 6 seasons and has been captain for one of them. She is the current president of the Black Student Union. After graduating, she plans to go to college on the West Coast. She is accompanied by her mom, Frankie Breedlove. The next senior is Maya Brandt. She has cheered for 8 seasons and has been captain for 4 of them. Cheer has challenged my leadership skills, built confidence, and taught me the meaning of teamwork. I will never forget what it felt like standing on the football field for the first time in uniform with my team. I feel lucky to have worked alongside these amazing girls. After graduation, she plans to pursue a career in education or social work at Eastern Michigan University. She's accompanied by her mom, Sarah Brandt, and dad, Hakeem Brandt. And our last senior is Tony Chadwick. She has cheered for 6 seasons and has been captain for 4 of them. Cheer has always been my outlet. I love my team like family. Being captain has taught me leadership skills and a better understanding of cheerleading. I want to thank my coach for giving me endless opportunities and all the adults in my life for the love and support throughout this journey. After graduating, she plans to cheerlead in college while pursuing a nursing degree. She is accompanied by her dad, Mr. Chadwick. Once again,
Big congratulations to all the senior cheerleaders. Unfortunately, I did not realize they were going to do that, or I tried to get the script so I could read it along with, but hopefully you could hear some of that from the public address announcer across the way. So again, big congratulations to those wonderful, amazing seniors, and thank you for everything they've done, leading the cheer in all sorts of different sports and keeping the crowd fired up. We are very grateful to them, especially last year when we couldn't have a lot of people in the stands, and the cheerleaders bringing some of the energy that was missing. Even more a bigger deal than normal, as they always do a fantastic job. Let's take a look over at our scoreboard report. Taking a look at this past week in SEC Red Division play, it was back to the 11th as Skyline beat Saline 69-60. It was Dexter beating Huron 55-42. Pioneer beat Temperance Bedford 68-62. It was Monroe beating Ypsilanti Lincoln 59-45. On the 15th, it was Huron beating Temperance Bedford 63-45. Pioneer fell to Skyline 50-41. It was Saline beating Monroe 52-42. Dexter beat Ypsilanti Lincoln 52-48, and Huron beat Redford, and that was on the 16th, beat Redford Westfield Prep 75-37. If we flip over and take a look at SEC White Conference play for this past week, there it is. Back on the 11th, it was Tecumseh beating Adrian 46-38. Jackson put it on Ypsilanti Community 88-53. It was Chelsea beating Pinckney 61-40. North Farmington beat Jackson on the 12th. That was 68-41. On the 14th, it was Tecumseh beating Whitmore Lake 58-22. Pinckney beat Adrian 59-50. It was Chelsea topping Ypsilanti Community 69-36. And on the 16th, Jackson beat Tecumseh 52-46. That is your intermission scoreboard report here at halftime. As we're counting down, under 3 minutes left to go at halftime, it is Huron by 10, 24-14. We'll get back to playing a few messages from the MHSAA, and we will be back with your third period tip-off. You're watching Pioneer Men's Varsity Basketball, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sport skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
As at halftime, Huron with the 10-point lead, 24-14. As possession arrow pointing Huron's way, Huron going from right to left, Pioneer going from left to right in this, the third quarter. Inbounded to Bates. Bates bringing it ahead. Klein picking him up in the backcourt. Bates over half court. Gets that over to Wambier. Wambier on the far wing. Wambier picks up, gets it to Samaha. Samaha for three. That off the side of the rim as Anthony trying to get it. That pulled down by Turman. Turman over half court. Turman on the near wing. Turman for Pioneer. Gets it over. Shafsma, top of the key. Hands off to Sanuk DeFalo on the near wing. Sanuk DeFalo over to Klein on the far wing. Klein comes top of the key. Bounce pass over to Cunningham. Cunningham moves it over into the far corner for Klein. Klein spins with it. Bates watching him. Now Shafsma gets over to Turman at the free throw line. Turman dribbles to his left. Turman now on the far wing. Hands off to Sanuk DeFalo. Sanuk DeFalo comes top of the key. Over to Klein on the near wing. Klein dribbles to his left. Klein, top of the key, now comes over to his right, hands it off to Cunningham. Cunningham over to Shafsma in the far corner. Shafsma trying to work his way into the paint, gets it off to Turman. Turman for three, that rims out. Getting ahead with it as that's stolen away by Cunningham. As over to Turman, rolls up and in. Turman with 12 as Bates had it, stolen away by Cunningham, gets it to Turman who puts it up. As we are back to an 8-point lead by Huron. Bates has it top of the key for the Riverets. Into the paint, puts it up with a rolling finger of the left hand. Bates with his first points of the game. He has two. Huron with 26, Pioneer with 16. Now Sanuk DeFalo for three from the near wing. That off the back of the rim, front of the rim, pulled down by Bates. Bates quickly over half court, coming down the other way for Huron. Samaha into the near corner. Samaha trying to work into the paint. That off the rim, fell off the front side of the rim. Coming ahead, Cunningham over to Sanuk DeFalo, coming down the baseline, floats it up. That off the sides of the rim, tipped by Shafsma over into the far corner. Sanuk DeFalo gets it to Turman. Turman over to Sanuk DeFalo on the far wing, working against Samaha. Sanuk DeFalo puts it up. It goes over, hits the far side of the rim, falls to the near side. But that is going to be a foul. First foul of the half goes against Huron. Samaha picks up the foul. Sanuk DeFalo puts up the first shot. That in. Nothing but net. Sanuk DeFalo with his first point of the game. Huron 26, Pioneers 17. And second shot coming off the front of the rim. Pulling it down. Turman with the rebound. Turman gets it over to Klein. Klein over to Cunningham on the near wing. Over to Sanuk DeFalo from the baseline. That off the side of the rim. Pulled down, coming the other direction. Here comes Huron. Dickerson over half court. As it is Huron 26. Pioneer 17. Wambier coming into the paint. Spins with it. Puts it up. And just a little off mark. And Anthony gets the rebound. Puts it in. Anthony now with 10 points. As it is Huron 26, Pioneers 28, Pioneers 17. 11-point lead by the River Rats. Sanuk DeFalo on the near wing. Gets it to Turman, top of the key for Pioneer. Turman spins on that pivot foot, hands it off to Klein. Klein into the near corner for Shafsma. Shafsma comes down the baseline, kicks it off. Turman from the free throw line. That bounces off the back of the rim. Rebounded, coming the other direction. Dickerson for Huron. Dickerson, top of the key, into the paint, rolls it up. That off the rim, pulled down by Shafsma. Shafsma spins with it. Here comes Pioneer. Cunningham with it on the near wing. That knocked away out of midair by Bates. Bates into the paint, puts it up with the right hand. That rolls down. Bates with 4 points. 30 points for Huron. 17 for Pioneer. 13-point lead for Huron. Pioneer wants to talk things over. 4:35 left to go here in the third. Huron has continued to push and continued to try and extend that lead. Both teams gathered around Turman still leads all scorers with 12, but Anthony now has 10 on the other side. Monroe has 8 or more, with 8 for the River Rats. Taking a look at the fouls, I believe only one person has 2 fouls at that point. That would be Klein. No one in huge foul trouble. No fouls on Pioneer this half as of yet. 1 on Huron. 4:35 left to go. Cheerleaders to our right, just past the baseline to our right in front of the big AA Pioneer purple wall. Trying to keep the Pioneer fans in good spirits, trying to keep them fired up and get Pioneer ready for a big second half comeback here. Although Huron clearly has other intentions. As the ball inbounded on the far sideline, Muhammad Kande gets it to Cunningham for Pioneer. Cunningham over to Blockades, over to Muhammad Kande on the far wing. Muhammad Kande gets it to Turman, top of the key now on the near wing to Klein. Klein back to Sanook to follow, top of the key. Sanook to follow, coming down the far side of the paint, puts it up. And off the side of the rim, falls away, but a whistle. That is going to be the second foul this half. That is going to be on Samaha. That's his second foul, I believe. Sanook DeFalo goes to the line, shooting 2. First one is up and off the front of the rim. 13-point lead for Huron. Pioneer trying to get it down to 12. Sanook DeFalo puts it up, that off the front of the rim again. Quickly the other direction as Moore with the rebound. Now Dickerson for Huron puts up a 3. That rattles home. Dickerson with 5 points. That's 33 for Huron, 17 for Pioneer, 16-point lead. Cunningham puts it into the near corner. Klein for Pioneer on the near sideline. Klein working against Dickerson, comes top of the key. Klein dribbles to his left, kicks it to Sanook DeFalo. Now Cunningham on the far sideline. Cunningham comes into the paint, puts up a floater that rolls all the way around, fell off to the far side, out of bounds. That is going to be Huron ball. 3:45 left to go here in the third. 33 points for Huron, 17 for Pioneer. As inbounding Bell. Bell gets it back. Bell bringing it ahead for the River Rats. Bell into the paint. Bounce pass over into the far corner for Dickerson. Dickerson spins down the baseline, and Dickerson puts it in, and the foul. Dickerson with 7, trying to make it 8. 35 points for Huron, 17 for Pioneer. Dickerson puts it up and in. 8 points for Dickerson. Here comes Cunningham for Pioneer. Cunningham on the near wing, into the near corner for Klein. Now Turman has it on the near wing. Turman fakes the handoff into the paint. Turman puts it up and in. Turman with 14 points. 17-point lead for Huron. Pioneer full court pressure as Huron gets it to Bates into the near corner. Dickerson for 3. That off the front of the rim. Klein with the rebound. Here comes Pioneer. Cunningham coming down the far sideline. Over to Klein. Klein on the far wing. Down to the baseline. Klein gets it to Turman. Turman thought about it. Now gets into the paint. Puts it up. That off the glass and off the near side. Popcorns out. Picked up by Bell for Huron. The other direction. Bell coming down the far side of the paint. Loses the handle, but a whistle. 2:52 left to go here in the third. 36 for Huron, 19 for Pioneers, 17-point lead for the River Rats, 2-2 on the fouls. 2 fouls on Pioneer, 2 fouls on Huron. Huron to trigger, baseline left. As that Anthony gets it all the way back out to Bates on the far sideline. Bates comes centered up, now hands it off to Anthony on the far wing. As Bell gets it back, Dickerson on the far wing. Dickerson working against Cunningham. Dickerson gets a little room to work, comes to the arc. Dickerson dribbling, both hands to the free throw line. Dickerson puts it up and drains it. Dickerson with 10 points. 38 for Huron, 19 for Pioneer. Klein has it on the far wing for Pioneer. Klein to the free throw line, back to Uhas. Uhas Top of the key, Uhas working against Bell. Gets over to Klein on the far wing. Klein calling out signals. Gets a screen from Mohamed Conde. Now Turman on the baseline on the far side. Turman trying to back his way into the paint. Puts it up with the right hand. That rimmed off the back of the iron. Coming the other direction. Here comes Bates for Huron. On the far wing. Bates on the far sideline. Bates working against Mohamed Conde. Comes top of the key. Klein picks him up. Handing off now. Bates gets it on the near wing for 3. And he hits it. Oh, nothing but net for that one. 41 points for Huron. 19 for Pioneer. Turman quickly the other way puts it in. 16 points for Turman. And that will be a 20-point lead for Huron. 41-21. As timeout, the Pioneer wants to talk it over. Let's play a quick message from the MHSAA.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
1 minute, 34 seconds left to go in the third. Huron has pushed it out to a 20-point lead, and they have the ball. As Samaha has it over to Moore on the near sideline. Pioneer full court pressure. Mohamed Conde trying to get it all the way back over to Moore. Moore top of the key. Moore gets it over as coming down and up and in by Dickerson. As Dickerson now has 12 points. 22-point lead by Huron. Cunningham has it for Pioneer. Top of the key, Cunningham. Gets it back to Uhas. Uhas comes top of the key, working his way into the paint. Gets it over to Klein. Klein down. Drives the lane, going up. That batted away. As that is up. Salahuddin picked up the foul, I believe. Klein bends the knees, puts it up, puts it in. Klein with his first point of the game, 43-22. Pioneer trying to get it back to a 20-point lead by Huron and hopefully cut into that. Klein bends the knees, eyes the rim, puts it up, puts it in. Nothing but net for Klein. 2 points for Klein. Back to a 20-point lead for Huron. Samaha brings it ahead. Samaha over to Moore. Then Samaha gets it back into the near corner. Wambir over to Moore on the far wing for the River Rats. Moore dribbles to his left. Comes top of the key. Now down in the paint. Hands off to Dickerson, who puts it up and in. Dickerson now has 14 points. He's had a big second half. Cunningham brings it ahead for Pioneer. 45 points for Huron, 23 for Pioneer. Klein into the paint, puts up a floater with the right hand off the back of the rim. Turman trying to get the rebound. Now Salahuddin sends it ahead to Samaha. Samaha up off the glass and in. Samaha with 4. 47-23. Huron with the lead. Cunningham for Pioneer. Comes down the near side of the paint, puts it up and off the glass. Coming in, Mohamed Conde puts it up and in. That's Mohamed Conde's 4th point, and he'll go to the line. Get to try and finish off the 3-point play, get it back to a 21-point lead by the River Rats. It's Cunningham, Turman, Mohamed Conde, Uhas, and Klein in for Pioneer. As that rims out for Mohamed Conde. Rebound by Moore. Moore brings it ahead for Huron. Over half court, down the far sideline. Moore into the far corner, puts up a three-pointer. And that will do it for the third. At the end of the third, Huron has pushed their lead out 47-25. As we'll play a quick couple messages from the MHSAA. And then we will be right back with your fourth quarter action.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
On the Pioneer side, it's Turman with 16 points. Uhas has 2, 4 points for Muhammad Kande, 2 for Klein, and 1 for Snook to follow. On the other side, leading all scorers is Dickerson. He now has 14 points with the huge second half. Anthony has 10, Moore with 8, 4 points for Bell, 7 points for Bates. 8 minutes up on the clock. Pioneer trying to make a miracle happen. As Huron 22 points up, Cunningham brings it over half court for Pioneer, working against Bates. Cunningham, top of the key, comes over on the far wing, hands it off to Muhammad Kande, into the paint. Muhammad Kande puts it up and pulled down. Salahuddin has it. Salahuddin now gets it over to Bates. Bates just off the top of the key, brings it over to the far side. That Bates drives all the way to the lane, puts it up and rolls it in. 9 points for Bates, 49 for Huron, 25 for Pioneer. Cunningham comes to the baseline, puts it up, that hit from behind as Bates the other direction. Salahuddin puts it up, that off the back of the rim, pulled down by Turman. Here comes Pioneer the other direction. Uhas has it on the far wing. Uhas into the paint, puts up off balance, puts it in. Uhas with 4. 22-point lead by Huron. As bringing it ahead, Bell gets it over. Salahuddin puts it up off the back of the rim, pulled down by Anthony. Anthony into the paint. There is a whistle, and he dribbled it on the baseline. That will be Pioneer ball. 40 points for Huron, 27 for Pioneer. As Cunningham goes down for a rest. Muhammad Kande gets it over to Hopkins. Hopkins brings it ahead. Sinook to follow. Turman also out there, as well as Uhas. Sinook to follow on the far wing. Gets it to Uhas. Uhas just inside of the blockades, working against Samaha. Uhas to the free throw line, kicks it back to Hopkins. Hopkins over to Turman. Turman, top of the key. Turman working against Anthony. Turman dribbles to his left. There's a whistle, as that is going to be a foul on Anthony. 2 fouls on Pioneer, 4 on Huron. Hopkins inbound underneath his own basket, baseline right. Samaha watching the inbound. Hopkins. That tipped away. Here comes Bell for Huron. Bell into the paint down the near side, puts it up and in. Bell now has 6 points. Hopkins brings it ahead. Huron 51, Pioneer 27, 6:10 left to go. Hopkins on the far wing. Hopkins gets it into the paint to Turman. Turman puts it up off glass, wouldn't go. Fell off to the far side. Quickly head the other direction. Wambier has it. Wambier on the far wing. Underneath Anthony, put it up. That off the rim. Turman with the rebound. Turman calling out signals, bringing it ahead. Over to Hopkins on the far wing for Pioneer. Hopkins races to the paint. Stops, puts it up. Off glass and in. Hopkins with his first points of the game. He has 2. 5:40 left to go. Here in the fourth, 51 for Huron and 29 for Pioneer. Samaha on the near wing. Underneath the Wambier. Wambier gets it to Anthony, puts it up. That fell off of the rim on the near side. Popcorning it up. That batted away. Samaha with the rebound. Over into the far corner to Bell. Bell works his way onto the far wing. Now over to Moore. Moore has Hopkins in front of him. Moore dribbling, trying to find room. Comes top of the key. Over to Samaha on the near wing. With it, here comes Wambier. Wambier, bounce pass underneath. Over to Anthony. Battling. Turman goes to the ground to grab it. Now here comes Uhas. Over to Hopkins. Here comes Pioneer. Pioneer down by 22. As on the far wing, Hopkins puts up a three-pointer. As that just to the far side off the glass. Coming the other direction. Here comes Huron. Over half court, Wambier has it on the far wing. Wambier And handed off. Now Moore coming down the baseline, puts it up. Rattles off both sides of the rim and down. Moore now has 10. 53 points for Huron, 29 for Pioneer. Hopkins on the near wing, dribbles to his left. Hopkins into the paint, dishes it off. There's a three from Muhammad Kande, pulled down by Anthony. Now bringing it ahead is Moore for the River Rats. Moore over half court. Hopkins picks him up there. Samaha has it along the far sideline. Now making his way, Wambeer top of the key. Wambeer floats it up and floats it in. As Wambeer has his first points of the game, he has 2. 4:06 left to go here in the fourth. 55 for Huron, 29 for Pioneer, as it is a 26-point lead by the River Rats. Pioneer to inbound baseline left. Shafsma in as Muhammad Kande in there as well. Passernick in for Pioneer. Hopkins brings it over half court. Hopkins for Pioneer. Gets it over to Passernick on the far wing. Passernick over to Klein on the near wing. Klein spins into the paint. Backs it up over to Shafsma. Shafsma going up and blocked away, but they got a bit of hand, not only the ball, so that will be a foul as that goes on Wambeer. It looks like his first foul. 6th foul on Huron, 2 on Pioneer. Shafsma puts it up, puts it in. Shafsma picks up his first point of the game. 25-point lead now for Huron. Shafsma, next one coming. He puts it in. Nothing but net. Shafsma with 2. Huron brings it ahead as Moore comes down the far sideline. Hopkins watching him. Moore comes into the paint, kicks it off into the near corner as that's Keeper. That one's short, tracking it down in the far corner. That was saved by Dickerson. Samaha for 3, going down, pulling it up as Hopkins trying to get it pulled away by Moore. Now Dickerson puts it up, that rolls around and down. Dickerson continues his second half heroics as Hopkins quickly up, that tipped away by Samaha. More the other direction for Huron. Now Samaha steps back for 3, and off the back of the rim. Tracked down in the far corner by Dickerson. Dickerson kicks it off to Wambeer. Wambeer into the near corner. There's a 3-pointer off the back of the rim. Kiefer trying to get it. Klein for Pioneer has it. Klein coming ahead. There's going to be a reach-in foul on Moore. 3:03 left to go. 57 for Huron, 31 for Pioneer. 7 fouls on Huron. That now puts Pioneer in the bonus. Klein goes to the line, shooting 1 and 1. And Passernick, Hopkins, Cunningham. And now Hopkins comes out, Cunningham replacing him. Uhas and Turman. So Passernick, Klein, and in Shafsma, Turman, and Cunningham. That's the 5. I think I can count. First one in for Klein. Next shot coming. Klein puts it up, puts it in. Nothing but net. Klein with 4. 57 for Huron, 33 for Pioneer. 24-point lead by the River Rats as Bates brings it over half court. Under 3 minutes to go here in the fourth. And moved over to Wambeer. Wambeer dribbles to his left, trying to come down the far side of the paint, moves it back. Now Salahuddin, that dragged away by Passernick. Passernick trying to get it to Klein. Klein wasn't expecting it. Now Passernick into the paint, puts it up off glass. Passernick hits it. Passernick with his first points of the game, and it's back to a 22-point lead. Huron with it as Bates goes over half court. Bates comes top of the key, being watched by Shafsma. Bates dribbles to his left, into the paint, kicks it over into the far corner for Wambeer. Wambeer drives the lane, puts it up, but wouldn't go but a whistle as Wambeer ends up on the ground. That will be the 3rd foul on Pioneers, 7 on Huron. As Wambeer goes to the line. 2:16 left to go here in the fourth. Wambeer trying to add to the lead. 22-point lead right now as they make sure that the paint is dry. Wambeer puts it up, puts it in. He has 3 points now, trying to make it 4. Extend the lead to 24 points. Wambeer toes the line, bends the knees, puts it up, and rolls around and down. Shafsma trying to get it. That goes out of bounds. Tipped from behind. Pioneer ball. Shafsma gets it to Cunningham. Pioneer brings it ahead. 23-point lead by Huron. Into the near corner for Klein. Klein back to Cunningham. Top of the key. Over to Pasternak. Pasternak thought about it. Now over to Shafsma. Back to Pasternak for 3. That off the side of the rim. Pulled down by Klein. Puts it up and in. Klein has 6 points now. Down to a 21-point lead by Huron. 56-37. 1 minute, 50 seconds left to go in the fourth. Bates over half court. Bates hands off to Wambeer on the near wing, working against Shafsma. Wambeer gets it top of the key for Salahuddin. Houdin over on the far wing. Anthony gets it back to Bates. Bates into the near corner. Now Samaha on the near wing. Samaha dribbles to his left, into the paint, puts it up high off glass. Samaha puts it in. He has 6 points. 1 minute, 22 seconds left to go. Pasternak in the far corner for Pioneer. Over to Klein. Turman top of the key. Turman moves it over to Cunningham. Huron 60, Pioneer 37. 1 minute, 11 seconds left to go. Klein for 3. That just off the glass, off the near side. Coming ahead with it is Bates, and there is a timeout as looking to come in is Moore and Kiefer for the River Rats. 1 minute, 1 second left to go as Grant Nelson comes in. Powell comes in as both teams kind of unload the benches. There's 11 now on Huron that I don't have, but Kiefer to inbound. Kiefer gets it to Moore. Moore bringing it ahead. Moore has been running the point for a lot of the game for Huron. Add into the far corner. Salahuddin has it. Now Kiefer on the near wing. Kiefer coming over as that ball in the far corner for Moore. Up Salahuddin puts it up and in. That's his first points of the game. 43.2 seconds left to go. Pioneers ball as Freisteller to inbound on the far sideline, baseline left. Bringing it ahead, here comes Hussein Conde. Hussein Conde gets it over to Pasternak in the far corner. Pasternak over to Powell. Powell top of the key, over to Pasternak in the far corner. Coming ahead with it, Pasternak getting around over to Hussein Conde. Freisteller back over, Pasternak for 3. And off the rim, trying to get it, Freisteller pulled down. Coming the other direction with it, Williams had it. Now, 14, working his way around. Number 11, I don't have him either, unless that's Compton from the JV squad. Is bringing it ahead, 3 seconds left to go. Is pulling it, Baker with it, and that will do it as Huron with the convincing win, 62-37, as the Huron fans express their appreciation, best tradition of sports, as both teams handshakes right at center. As taking a look, it was Turman leading the way for Pioneer with 16 points, 6 points for Klein, 4 for Uhas, 2 for Shafsma, 2 for Pasternak, 4 for Muhammad Conde, 2 for Hopkins, and 1 for Sanook to follow. On the other side, Dickerson put on a second half show. He has 16, 10 for Anthony, 10 for Moore, 6 for Bell, 2 for Salahuddin, 6 for Samaha, and 9 for Bates. And that is it, as I want to thank my camera person, Christina Wiseman. My name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you very much. We will be back on air tomorrow, as we will have both the Pioneer women's hockey game, senior night for them, as well as the Pioneer men's hockey game versus Skyline out from Arctic Edge, out from the Arctic Coliseum, if we can buy some bandwidth out there. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful evening. Final score again, Huron 62, Pioneer 37.